in lines 37 to 41, what is the most likely reason Jordan draws a distinction between two types of parties? So let's go to 37 to 41. That would be right here. Prosecutions of impeachments will seldom fail to agitate the passions of the whole community, said Hamilton in the Federalist Papers, number 65. We divide into parties more or less friendly or inimical to the accused. And this is Jordan. I do not mean political parties in that sense. Okay. So what are the two types of parties here? Well, the first case, the parties are those that emerge out of the debate over impeachment. So one side will be friendly to the accused, will think the accused is innocent, and one party will be inimical to the accused. So they will think the president is guilty or did something wrong. So that's the type of party being discussed here. It's like two groups almost. And Jordan then says, I do not mean political parties in that sense. So the distinction here is between two parties or groups of people, groups of Congress people, who are more or less friendly or inimical to the accused. So one group that's more friendly, one group that's less friendly, one group that's in favor, one group that's like opposed, one group that thinks the president is innocent, one group that think he's guilty, right? Jordan then wants to make sure that it's not the political party that we're talking about here. Well, it shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be Democrats on one side, Republicans on the other. It should be based on whether you think this person is guilty. So let's go to the choices. Does she draw a distinction between two types of parties to A, counter the suggestion that impeachment is or should be about partisan politics? Yeah, partisan politics is basically party politics, right? Everyone groups up and you go against each other just based on your group identity. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? To say that it's not about the political parties, it's about parties of, do you think this president is innocent or guilty? To disagree with Hamilton's claim that impeachment proceedings excite passions. No, it doesn't disagree with that at all. To contend that Hamilton was too timid in his support for the concept of impeachment. Doesn't say that he was too timid. To argue that impeachment cases are decided more on the basis of politics than on justice. Just the opposite. This is an opposite trap choice, right? To say that they aren't, or at least that they shouldn't be based on partisan politics. They should be based on whether you think this person did something wrong. So this one's going to be A. Another specific question, this one based off of multiple lines. And we're trying to understand why the author's made a choice, like what she's trying to convey or argue. And I think a pretty tricky question, perhaps, though in context, I don't think it's that bad. Again, we need to know what the word partisan means. If you don't know that, then it makes things a bit more challenging. But overall, go to the relevant portion of text, read up to it. The typical strategy I teach for the reading works here. So read it, come up with your own answer, go to the choices, and eliminate. Again, really having that fifth choice gone, only having four choices, I think really makes a huge difference. So, because really it's going to just come down to, eliminate two choices, maybe get down to two, and then decide between those couple of choices. But yeah, overall, a little bit tricky, but manageable.